This video will focus on how students will use tens and ones to show numbers in different ways. This is for Unit 3, and the main focus of this video is Standard NBT 2, where students will understand that the two digits of a two-digit number represent amounts of tens and ones. This unit is about 29 days, and it builds on the last unit students completed as kindergartners, which had a 13-day focus on place value. So for this standard, we want to start out by making sure that students can unitize by making a 10 from a collection of 10 ones. Based upon their background knowledge, some students may come to you still creating things in a scattered arrangement or in a line. This will force them to have to go back and count by ones. To support those students, we'll bring back a 10 frame, and students can be able to organize their amounts so that they can start to trust their 10 in a group. As students continue to gain that trust and are able to create an organized picture of their 10 frame, we'll then move into modeling the numbers from 11 to 19 as composed of a 10 and then either 1 up to 9 ones or extras. So as a student is looking at the number 13, their goal will be able to see they do have enough to have a 10, and then in building on, they will have 3 extras. And then in their drawings, we'll also want to make sure that they have an organized picture. So depending upon their previous experience with math notebooks, some may come to you comfortable enough to start drawing that group of 10. And the extras, some may come to you able to organize their drawing. And then some may still be doing the scattered arrangements as we start to give them more practice to create more trust in organizing their pictures so they can move more fluently between their numbers. So students will have multiple opportunities to take a look at a variety of teen numbers up to 19 to start to see if I have a 10, and 2 more, that would be 110 and 2 extras. Then as students become more comfortable with this amount up to 19, they'll start to work with larger numbers and have more 10 frames available to them to help keep them organized. And then the same thing for these pictures, they should be able to see that they do have 2 groups of 10, and then they would have 2 extras when they're building 22 and continue on as they have larger numbers. And then the same thing for their visuals that they're drawing as their quick picture in their math notebook. When they're moving up, we do still want to keep that organization so they can either use their 10 frame to show it, or they can keep it organized with their individual groups of 10 as they start to build more trust. Then as students become more familiar with you building larger numbers and seeing that they do have enough to make 2 10s, and then they would have 2 extras or 3 groups of 10 and some extras, then we'll start to bring in a 10 rod to help them make that transition. So I'll drop us back down to a smaller number. So if they were building the number 12, they would have 110 and 2 extras, and then they can do the same thing with their 10 rod to see that they can have 1 group of 10. There are some labeled in the beginning when this is being introduced to help them trust that this is 10. As they start to become more trusting of that, then you can move to the manipulatives in the classroom that do not have labels, or if you don't have those manipulatives, use the paper ones that are provided. So then they'll also continue to build the numbers with the 10 rods to see that they do get the same visual. They have 1 group of 10 and 2 extras. And then their picture in their math notebook will start to transition to show their 1 group of 10 and their 2 extras. So students will probably notice that drawing it with their 10 rod is a little bit quicker than drawing it with all of their different circles. and start to be able to move more fluently through this. We want to keep that organization, especially as they start to move up with higher numbers, to ensure that their visuals are easily seen, either on paper or in their notebook, so that they don't make any errors when counting.